Welcome to your weather update. Today we're diving into a fascinating pattern that's setting the stage for Germany's early December weather. If you've noticed big differences in the forecast depending on where you live, you're not alone. There's a dramatic split unfolding across the country. As December begins, Germany is divided by a sharp contrast in air masses. To the east, cold, entrenched continental air is holding firm, keeping temperatures low and the atmosphere wintry. Meanwhile, from the west, milder, moisture-laden Atlantic air is making a push inland, bringing a noticeable uptick in temperatures and a different feel to the weather. This east-west divide isn't just a one-day event, it's a persistent feature that will shape our weather for several days to come. The slow-moving boundary between these two air masses acts like a battleground, leading to widespread cloud cover, periods of drizzle, and temperatures that can swing dramatically over short distances. In the west, cities like Cologne and Düsseldorf can expect a brief spell of milder, even sunny weather, with temperatures climbing above seasonal averages. But head east, and it's a different story. Places like Dresden and Leipzig remain locked in winter's grip, with frosty mornings, chilly winds, and the risk of icy patches lingering throughout the day. The clash of these air masses doesn't just affect temperatures, it also makes forecasting precipitation a real challenge. Depending on exactly where you are, you might see rain, sleet, or even wet snow, sometimes all within a few hours. This mix can make for slippery roads and sudden changes in visibility, so it's wise to stay alert if you're traveling. That's why Cologne may see damp, relatively mild days with on and off showers, while Dresden faces persistent cold, frost, and the occasional snow flurry. The difference can be striking, even between neighboring regions, so local forecasts are especially important this week. This tug-of-war between air masses is a classic feature of the season, creating a true weather roller coaster across the country. One day might feel like a hint of spring in the west, while the east remains firmly in the depths of winter. As the week unfolds, keep an eye on this shifting boundary. It will continue to move, bringing a constantly changing mix of conditions from the blustery North Sea coast all the way down to the snowy Bavarian Alps. No matter where you are, expect the unexpected. Understanding this ongoing atmospheric conflict is key to making sense of Germany's weather this week. Stay tuned for updates, and be prepared for a little bit of everything as this east-west split continues to shape our days. Looking at the bigger picture, 2025 has been marked by a significant lack of rain across much of Germany. The usual westerly rainmakers have been absent, leaving regions like the Sauerland, Bergisches Land, and especially the Harz Mountains unusually dry. Reservoirs and rivers are feeling the strain, with rainfall totals at Kahler-Aston and Schirken-Brocken hundreds of liters below average. Even when rain arrives, it's rarely enough to replenish parched ground or groundwater. Brief showers offer only surface relief while deeper drought conditions persist. As December continues, we'll be watching for any shift that could finally bring the soaking rain so desperately needed. The ongoing dryness is a growing concern for agriculture, forests, and water supplies. The hope is for a change in pattern before winter sets in fully. Today, Wednesday, December 3rd, Germany is blanketed in dense clouds and fog, with only scattered light rain or drizzle. In some eastern areas, freezing drizzle has created hidden hazards on untreated surfaces. Sunshine is rare, but a few breaks have appeared north of the Thuringian forest, in Saxony, and at higher elevations like the Alps. The east-west temperature divide is clear. Western cities like Cologne reach 8 to 9 degrees, while foggy Bavarian lowlands struggle to rise above freezing. Local fog keeps some areas much colder than their sunnier neighbors. Whether you experience a mild or raw day depends on your spot under the clouds or in a rare sunny clearing. The persistent fog and cloud highlight how local conditions shape our daily weather. It's a classic early December day, gray, damp, and variable across the country. As night falls and we head into Thursday morning, a new set of weather hazards is on the horizon. A weak weather front is slowly making its way in from the west, bringing with it a mix of moisture and colder air. While the front itself may not seem particularly strong, it's enough to set the stage for some treacherous conditions across much of Germany. In the western and central uplands, light rain and drizzle will begin to fall during the night. The real danger comes when this precipitation lands on surfaces that are already below freezing. Roads, sidewalks, and even car windshields can quickly become coated in a nearly invisible layer of black ice. This is especially hazardous on secondary roads, bridges, and overpasses, where cold air circulates more freely and ice forms faster than on main roads. Even a thin layer can make driving or walking extremely risky. Meanwhile, in the east and south, the skies will remain mostly clear overnight. Without cloud cover to hold in the warmth, temperatures will drop rapidly, often well below zero. This sets the stage for widespread frost to develop by dawn, covering fields, rooftops, and road surfaces alike. These slick spots can catch even the most careful travelers off guard, especially in the early morning hours. As the night progresses, dense fog is likely to form in many areas, particularly in low-lying valleys and near rivers. This fog acts like a blanket, trapping cold air close to the ground and preventing any overnight warming. As a result, icy surfaces can persist well into the morning, making the first hours of the day particularly hazardous for anyone on the move. Thursday's morning commute will be especially challenging. In the west and center, black ice will be the main concern, while in the east and south, a combination of frost and lingering fog will make roads and sidewalks slippery. Drivers will need to reduce speed and increase following distances, and pedestrians should watch every step. Extra caution is needed for everyone, whether you're behind the wheel or on foot. Even short trips can become dangerous if you're not prepared for sudden icy patches. Take your time, use proper footwear, and keep an eye out for untreated surfaces. The transition from a clear, cold night to a damp, foggy morning is a classic recipe for unexpected ice. Temperatures can fluctuate quickly, and what looks like a wet road may actually be a sheet of ice. This is when accidents are most likely to happen, so stay vigilant. As winter's hazards take hold, stay alert for rapidly changing conditions. Check local forecasts, allow extra time for your journey, and remember, a little caution goes a long way in keeping you safe during these unpredictable winter mornings. Thursday continues Germany's weather split gray, damp and chilly in the west and north, with lingering drizzle and little sunshine. In the east and south, stubborn fog and low clouds keep temperatures low, with some areas not rising above freezing, a true ice day. The cold air mass tightens its grip, making for a noticeably colder day than in the west. The Danube Valley and southern lowlands may see highs around 1 degree C, while the west stays just above freezing. The lack of sun and persistent dampness make it a day best spent indoors. Winter's chill is settling in, even without snow or storms. The weather feels stagnant and gloomy, a classic early December pattern. It's a reminder that winter's challenges often come from persistent, cold, and grayness, not just dramatic events. Friday's weather forecast is shrouded in uncertainty, as two of the world's most trusted weather models paint very different pictures for Germany. Meteorologists are closely watching the evolving data, knowing that even small changes in the atmosphere could tip the balance between rain and snow. The stakes are high, with millions of people preparing for the second Advent weekend and hoping for either a winter wonderland or simply safe travels. The European ECMWF model, renowned for its accuracy, currently predicts a broad band of snow and sleet stretching from Bavaria all the way up to the Harz Mountains. If this scenario plays out, it could bring the first widespread lowland snow of the season, transforming towns and countryside alike into a picturesque winter scene. Roads, railways, and airports could all be affected as the snow band sweeps northward, making travel more challenging for many. For those looking forward to festive markets and Advent celebrations, this could mean a magical snowy backdrop, but also the potential for slippery streets and delays. The wintry scene would be a treat for snow lovers, but a headache for commuters and travelers. Meanwhile, Germany's own Icon model tells a different story. According to this forecast, snow will be mostly confined to the far south, especially in Bavaria, while the rest of the country will see cold, persistent rain. For many, this means a damp, chilly day, rather than a snowy spectacle. The contrast between these two models is striking, and it highlights just how difficult it is to predict the behavior of small but powerful low-pressure systems. These systems can shift their track by just a few kilometers, dramatically changing the weather outcome for entire regions. At this point, the most likely scenario is that precipitation will move northward over eastern Germany, bringing cold, raw conditions to many areas. In the higher elevations of the southern mountains, especially the Bavarian and Saxon Alps, snow is almost certain, creating beautiful but potentially hazardous conditions. The big question, will lowland areas see significant snow, remains unanswered for now. Meteorologists will be watching every model update closely, as even minor shifts could mean the difference between rain and a blanket of snow. For now, the best advice is to prepare for a cold, unsettled Friday. Whether it's rain, sleet, or snow, a wintry surprise could be just around the corner. So keep an eye on the latest forecasts and dress warmly. No matter Friday's outcome, the weekend brings a dramatic shift as Atlantic air sweeps across Germany. The cold spell ends, replaced by much milder, breezy conditions everywhere. Winds will pick up, scouring out lingering cold and bringing a surge of warmth, especially to the east. Expect a mix of clouds, sunny intervals, and passing showers, but not the soaking rain needed for drought relief. Temperatures will jump, with highs reaching double digits by Sunday. The mild air will feel like a sudden break from winter, pushing thoughts of snow far into the background. Keep a rain jacket handy, but outdoor plans are still possible. The second Advent weekend will be defined by dynamic, unsettled, but unseasonably mild weather. The mild spell peaks as we enter the new week, with Monday bringing exceptionally warm temperatures for December. Highs of 10–15°C are possible, even in areas recently shivering in the cold. The Atlantic flow continues, keeping conditions windy and unsettled with showers and clouds moving through. Winter weather, snow and frost, disappears from the forecast for now. A high-pressure ridge may settle things slightly midweek, but the mild air remains locked in. No major cold snaps or snow events are expected through the week. Winter has taken an extended break, replaced by a prolonged spell of Atlantic-driven mildness. For now, December feels more like late autumn than early winter. While Germany rides a weather roller coaster, Southeast Europe faces a severe storm. A slow-moving low over the region is drawing in Mediterranean moisture, unleashing torrential rain on Greece and Turkey. Rainfall totals may exceed 300 liters per square meter, threatening widespread flooding and landslides. This metacane highlights the Mediterranean's vulnerability to extreme weather, fueled by warm sea temperatures. The contrast is stark. As we debate snowflakes, others face life-threatening floods. It's a reminder of the immense variety of weather across Europe. Our thoughts are with those affected by these dangerous storms. The same atmosphere can produce both mild breezes and devastating deluges, sometimes at the same time.